Hello everyone, this is Marie and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be joining in on this rainbow themed video hop celebrating our channels of our crafty friends. I had a screenshot there of all the sponsors if you wanted to go back and pause and look. We've got some fabulous prizes and the theme for this hop, like I mentioned, is rainbow themed. So I have a lot of cards here just giving you an idea. I've done lots of different rainbows in the past. This is a really fun theme to incorporate into your cards because you can do all the colors. And in today's video, I just want to share a few easy ways to get rainbows onto your projects. I'll be sharing 3 different techniques that I like to do and a few examples of each of the cards that I've used the techniques on. So I'm just giving you a look here and we're going to get started. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you comment, subscribe, like, share, and tap that bell for notifications. Make sure you also check the description box down below. I have links to the other on the hop, and you're not going to want to miss it because there's going to be lots of prizes. So what I've done here is I put a stamp on a stamp block. Now, this is a stamp that has a lot of just solid space to it. So I'm going to take my Zig markers here, and these are watercolor markers, so they react with water, and I'm just coloring on a bright pink, yellow, and a blue. Now these are going to act like my primary colors, but since it's not a red and yellow and a darker blue, they are brighter, lighter colors. You're going to get a brighter rainbow. Once you have that color right onto your stamp, spritz it with a little bit of water, and you're going to take it and just stamp it right onto your paper. Now I'm using Bristol smooth paper because that works really well with these Zig watercolor brushes. And as you can see, those colors kind of mixed a little bit and made a rainbow impression. Now I like to kind of call this watercolor stamping. I don't know if there's another name for it, but you can just bump it up to the next level by adding your rainbow colors and getting rainbow stamped impressions. Now the first time I stamped there, you could see there was a lot of water sitting on top of that stamped impression, and I just dabbed it away with my towel. And it might take you a few times to kind of get a handle on how much water to spritz on. You don't need a whole lot, you just want those colors to mix a little bit. Now, if you don't have any stamps that'll work for this, you can also do it directly onto your stamp block. Just color on your colors, and then you're going to spritz it with water just like you would that stamp and smush it onto your paper. It's a lot like ink smushing, but you're using that color straight from the block almost as your stamp, and you can see through your clear blocks where that color is going, and you can drag it, squish it around until you get that rainbow effect that you want. So I'm just doing this a few times here, and you can see how fun this is and how that watercolor still kind of moves after you remove your block. So you get this really airy type of rainbow on your background. Now I've done this technique with a few different cards that I'll show you here. I've done this where I've ink blended or ink smushed onto a colorful background and got that rainbow effect. I've done a few tags and a few of those watercolor rainbow stamping, if you will. So I hope you enjoy those little examples. Now we're going to move on to the next rainbow technique, and I'm using these pops of color from scrapbook.com. Now, like I mentioned, there's a ton of different ways to get rainbows onto your projects, but this is a newer way that I've found by working with these pops of color, and I've seen others do this as well, and it's really, really fun. So what you do is you just squirt a little bit of each color down onto your project. I'm doing it in rainbow order, and once you have that there, while it's still wet, take a scraper or a spatula or something and drag those colors out, and you're going to be left with a fabulous shiny rainbow. Now you can do this all over your background, make some fun backgrounds. I'm going to show you here what I used this for in a minute, but you can keep wiping off these pops of color onto your paper and make a really bold and fun rainbow background. Now I used all these colors. You could use selective colors if you'd like, but these pops of color, after they dry, like I'm showing you here, they dry really shiny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Slimline die, and I just want to cut out stars. So I'm running it through my die my die cutting machine, cutting out these little star pieces, and they're all rainbowy colors. You can make your own fun confetti or embellishment pieces. So I chose to take these stars and go ahead and add them to a little card base that I created. I created a rainbow with some of my circle dies. Now, if you don't have a rainbow die, but you do have nesting circle dies, you can kind of arrange your circle dies together to where they cut out a strip of curved paper, almost like a circle frame, and then cut out different sizes, nestle them together, and you can create your own die cut rainbow. So that's what I did here with those 3 little colors for my rainbow. I'm also going on and adding my pops of color rainbow stars all over these clouds here and making just a really fun and cheery card to send to a friend. I'm just gluing all of these little star pieces down, and I'm going to save the rest of those star pieces. I have little embellishment jars that I put things in. So a lot of times if I die cut a lot of these little confetti pieces, I save them for more cards, and I just put them into my little embellishment jars. So you can cut out a ton of these star confetti pieces with that Slimline die. And after I got those all glued down, I put it onto a card base and I foiled a sentiment to go on top. And I really like how fun, colorful, and playful this little rainbow card ended up. So if you don't have any dies for rainbows, use your nested circle dies. Just experiment with them and see what kind of rainbows you can come up with. Now our third rainbow card here is a really easy one. I'm just going to show you how to create rainbows with just 3 colors of ink. Now you could go ahead and do ink blending with all the colors of the rainbow, but if you don't have all the colors of the rainbow, as long as you have a bright pink, a yellow, and a blue, you can mix those together for some fun rainbow ink blending. So I'm using Pinkfresh ink here, and I'm starting with my pink. I'm coming in off the side, and I'm just going to ink blend this on. Now I'm keeping in mind that I want my colors to overlap. I don't want to put ink on the whole side of my card. I want to kind of separate the colors a little bit, but with a little bit of overlap. So I'm starting with my pink. I'm going to bring in my yellow so I can make some orange, and it's also going to blend into green when I put my blue on there. And I'm putting my yellow in the middle, making sure they overlap a little bit, but that I still have some yellow shining through by itself. Now with ink blending, it does take a little bit of time. I'm using some Neenah smooth cardstock, and that works really well for ink blending. But I did go back several times and go over the colors several times to make sure that ink really got saturated into the paper so I could get some bold colors. But you can see here on the bottom, I'm bringing some of that blue in, I'm overlapping it with that yellow, and I'm going to create some green. So we're going all the way from pink to orange to yellow to green to blue. The only thing missing is purple, but if you wanted to get that in there as well, you could always just ink blend the pink and the blue together and get that whole spectrum of color with just 3 colors of ink. So like I mentioned, I went back and I did a lot more ink blending. I kind of brought those colors out a little bit farther and saturated the paper a little bit more so that my colors could be a little bit more bold and bright. And after I was done with the rainbow portion, I grabbed this Cheetah print stencil from scrapbook.com, and I'm ink blending some black pigment ink over the top. You can ink blend your black inks, and I chose the pigment ink because it does move a little bit more and it's a little bit darker than some of my hybrid inks, but you are going to want to give it a little bit more time to dry if you use your black pigment ink. So I'm not doing the whole background here. I just want my rainbow design to be along one side of my card. Once I had that done, I went and I die cut a bunch of sentiments out to make a really fun shaker card. And you can see how easy it is, how fun it is to add some rainbows to your cards. So I hope you enjoy this rainbow themed video hop. Make sure you check the links down in this description to hop along to the rest of the videos. Make sure you comment to leave a chance for you to win some of the fabulous prizes. And make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, tap that bell for notifications, and just do all the things. And I will catch you guys next time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.